So I was talking about the HoloLens device. I know it's too expensive for some of you. I know that maybe some of the companies want to invest in augmented reality or virtual reality or extended reality, and they understand and know that probably the device can be a blocker in order to do that. So as Mari said, I'm Ivana Tilka. I'm an innovation evangelist at a company called 3XM Group. I am also a Microsoft MVP in AI. I do a lot of research about extended reality because that's something that is also my passion. And I also try to put together a little bit of AI into mixed reality and augmented reality, and we're going to work a little bit on that too. Before we get into the session, just for everyone to know what is the difference between virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality, it's simply how we interact with the devices that are going to display those holograms. So in virtual reality, as you can see on that image of the Oculus that you have over there, you cannot see anything from the real world. So you're absolutely in a virtual reality, a reality that is created by a computer. The entire thing is created by a computer. You cannot see anything from your reality. Then you have augmented reality, which you can see through your device. I'm pretty sure you already played, at least some of you or your kids play with Pokemon Go, which is a game that is in augmented reality. You can place holograms in the reality, or you can have the possibility to holograms interact with what the camera is seeing, for example. And you only place holograms. You cannot touch them, and you cannot go to and see the hologram by the 3D environment that you may have. And then you have the mixed reality, which is the device that you are seeing over there, which is HoloLens 2. What's the difference between mixed reality and the other two is that in mixed reality, you have your hologram in your reality, and you can interact with the hologram. You can touch it. That device has different sensors that can understand what your hand is doing, and when you're pushing and pressing buttons, etc. Now, the idea I'm sure for every developer and every company is to develop something that can cover most of the devices. Okay, so we are going to see which one of the other technologies that are going to help us on that, and we are going to see it a little bit of each one of them, not only for developing for the device, for a specific device and trying to move it to a different platform, but also we will see a little bit of WebXR, which is something that I'm just starting to investigate. That is something much more easier to use because that runs on your browser. So if it runs on your browser, Oculus has a browser, HoloLens has a browser, and of course, all the devices have browsers. So that would be, I think, the technology that would be cross-platforms and that won't need to be changed as much as if you develop for a specific device. So before jumping into that, I wanted to explain which is the stack technology that Microsoft offers. Right now, the devices, the idea is to cover all devices. Microsoft is thinking on seeing which one are the different things that can be used in the different browser, in the different devices, because each one has their own specific hardware. And as you can see, they are trying to cover mobile, HoloLens, also VR devices, drones, and of course, you know, the Azure Kinect, which is the one that is helping. It has the same sensors that HoloLens 2 has. Then we have some services available on Azure, which are, for example, Azure Digital Twins, which helps you create, or I would say copy your environment and move the same environment to another place. Let's say you scan your room, so you can go ahead and display the hologram of your room in another city. So that's one of the things that Azure Digital Twin helps you with, one of a lot of things. And then you have Azure Spatial Anchors, which gives you the possibility to place an anchor in certain space. Let's say you want to put a hologram in the front of your business, that will be there, and when users go to your business, they will see that hologram over there. Let's say you create a bot, and that bot is it's sitting on the front of your business and it's explaining the customers what your business is about. And finally, we have Azure Remote Rendering, which is also, I will also try to cover a little bit deeper on that one today, which is a service that let us upload high quality holograms into Azure. And why do we have to consider this? Because we need to think right now, most of the application that I'm pretty sure that you guys are using have small holograms like a game or like something displaying an information box or something like that, a sign displaying something. But when you get to a point in which you have a customer that has, for example, an AutoCAD model of a car or a building and has a lot of tiny little bit of design models on as part of that entire model, that becomes a really heavy type of file. And with Azure, we can have the possibility to render that huge file and being displayed on our device. So that's the power of the cloud over there working and helping us into having holograms that are more detailed and that can help our customer to see specifically our product, how it looks, for example. And then we have, you can see that we have cognitive services, which is AI. And that's because we can implement AI with all the different mixed reality or extended reality applications. We can implement, for example, speech, or we can implement computer vision and add that functionality to our application. We can have, for example, we can talk to that bot that is placed on the front of your door. We can start talking to that and that can answer to us. And that would use speech as a recognition of what we are talking about. If you have a hotel, for example, and you have tourists from all over the world, then AI is there to help the person that talks to the bot being translated, and you don't need to think on which one is the language that my customer has. You can also detect which one is the language and you can reply according to that. There are tons of scenarios that you can implement using AI with augmented reality, virtual reality, or mixed reality, right? But first, let's jump into creating applications for a specific device. So I will try to explain what is the mixed reality toolkit that Microsoft has for Unity. It's a set of packages that will help you create application in a much faster way. And how does this package help us? It has already a lot of tools, let's say buttons, let's say functionality, like grab something. You can see that there is a cup of coffee over there that has a box on surrounding it. And you can see that the finger has like a glow on it. That's part of the mixed reality toolkit. You don't have to program that. That comes already with the packages. And you also can see that you have scroll bars and you have buttons and you have a keyboard. So all those elements already come with the package. You just have to drag and drop. You will see how I'll do that. And just interact and try to code whatever you need the user to do with those elements, right? And so let me go ahead and share my Unity, because let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. As you can see in here, what do we need in order to build application with mixed reality toolkit? We need or Unity or Unreal, and as a code behind, we can use Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. Right now, I'm going to show you Unity. Why? Because Unity is much more easy to use. Unreal is more powerful. It's created to create huge games. So it's a really powerful engine. And I think for the demo, it's enough for me to show you on Unity. So what do we see here? This is an empty project. I just uploaded this logo, which is a 3D model that I had. And this has absolutely nothing on the project. You just go ahead and put create new scene or create new project, and this will come up, okay? I have nothing installed yet. Now, how do I install the Mixed Reality Toolkit from Microsoft? Microsoft provides this tool, which is called the Feature tool, in which you can go ahead and search. Let me go ahead and remember what I put in this one there. You can search for the project that you have. Once you put it, this will discover if there's something already installed on that project. And right now, I have nothing installed. That's why you see 0 off and the number. And you have in here all the different services that you can install. We talked about anchors. We talked about, let's see, other feature. In here we have WebRTC. We have different, but the ones that you need to consider in order to develop for with the MRTK, then the one that you need to have is the foundation. So this is the core. This is the base that you need to have in order to develop it. You can have in here all the different version. My suggestion is to use from 2.5.3 on, and you can also import in here. Take a look at this example. So Microsoft gives you already scenes that have everything on top of it for you to understand how it is built and how it is programmed. Right now, I won't put the examples. I will put something that is called the Mixed Reality Tools, okay? For you to see, this just will give me something to view that can show me all the different things that come with the package. And you can go ahead and search and understand what is a plane finding, what is the other example of foundations. The extensions that you have over here won't cover all of them. As you can see, you have even spatial audio, you have word locking tools, and you have lots of different tools that Microsoft provides. So we are installing the foundation and the tools. So this is downloading the filter. This can take a little bit of time, guys, but until it does that, I will go back in here. So what did I did? I installed the foundation, and I told you guys that there are a lot of packages that you have available. And what happens if my intention is to build something right now for HoloLens? That's my goal. So I only need to have the foundation and the packages, in this case, the tools that I picked. But if I want to develop for mobile, I need to add other packages that are the ARKit and the core extension package. And Microsoft created something. Let me go ahead and see. Okay, great. So it downloaded a copy to my computer, and now I will import it to my project. And this is a manifest. This is a package, a manifest that is going to tell what is going to be added. This is the one that creates by default Unity, and this is the one that we are going to be added. We are going to add the foundation, the tools, and in the feature tool detects that we also need the standard assets. So we are going to let them advise us because they create something, because they know that is going to help us. So now that we import it, check this out. When I click my Unity project, that's going to create a lot of stuff. It's going to import all the packages, and you will see how that package is going to guide me in order to install all the necessary things. This again is going to take a little bit of while, but now before we jump into this, we are going to continue doing this. But as I told you guys, we installed the foundation that comes with the standard packages, and we install the tools. The tools are all these set of things that you can see over here. Even though by installing the foundation, you can also create everything. Why the tools? Because the tool will have a panel that we will see in Unity that will display all those elements, and you just can drag and drop. If you don't know and you don't want to know more about this, you just can drag and drop whatever you want. Let's say you want a button. You can just select the button you want, and you drag and drop it onto your scene. Now I'm talking about, there you go. I'm talking about scene. Something important to understand about starting development for extended reality is that you need to start thinking as you were on a theater. I like to give that example because you have a stage, you have a plane in which you need to put things on, or it can be put it on your floor or on your table or in the air, but you need to decide where it's going to be. You also need some other things that you need in a theater. You need a camera, for example. So we will see that this example Unity will create a camera And we will see in WebXR that we need to create a camera tool. And the other thing that we need is light, because if our stage is absolutely dark, we won't see anything. So we need to create a light. And you will see that in here, the package will create a light, and we will call the light in WebXR 2. And finally, the stage will detect, or we will interact with whatever is on the stage, okay? So it is taking, I don't know if there is any question. If there's any question, please, guys, just put it on the chat. Okay, I have the chat. Awesome. So Mari said, if you have any questions for me, just set it. Okay, guys. Well, it's taking a little bit of while, but the idea was to make everything live for you to understand. Awesome. So I will try to keep on. Okay, that's it. It finished. Great. So now what? Take a look at this. The package added a button to Unity, okay? And there you can see that we have, for example, add to scene and configure. By pressing this, what we will have is the package will manage all the necessary configuration for Unity to create our application. But there is one thing that opened up in my other TV, that is this one. Once you install the package, you will see that it will pop up this configuration. So you need to pick what is going to happen. Are you going, this is guiding you guys. First of all, let's read this one. This one is a recommended one. So it chooses if you want to maximize your stability and are willing to spend more effort when updating the project to Unity 2020. Why is it saying that? Because I'm working on Unity 2019. If I would be working on 2020, this won't be over here. So I will pick that one. Then you have, of course, you can work with the XR management. These are different configurations that started, that were launched during MRTK from 2.5.3 on. So, and as you know, this is keep on growing all the time. Functionality are being added all the time. And then it says, okay, let's create everything you need. The legacy pattern is detected in the project. Please be aware that it's explaining what is happening here. So I will put set. Now, this is telling me what else do I need in my project that it's not enabled. So I need a single pass. You don't have to worry about this. In this case, if you're working for Oculus, you could select the audio. I will select apply. Next. Of course, you have all the documentation in Microsoft web page, so you can see what each one of these is. This is the TMP, essentially something, it's a little package that works with the different text or letters that you're going to be using. You can see that the buttons that these packages have are have text on it that we can also edit. So that will help us with that. Great. So this is what happens. Now I will go and let the package configure my scene. Okay, awesome. That's it. I didn't touch anything. That's the entire thing I need in order to create an application that can run on a device. Now I talked about a camera and I talked about a light. You can go ahead and see here that I have a camera and that I have a light. So it's all set. It's all created by the package. I didn't have to understand absolutely anything. But now there's a thing. If you want to port this application to different devices, in order to work for this application to work for HoloLens 2, you need to pick the universal Windows platform. We will pick that one. In order for it to work for Oculus, for example, you need to pick Android. And if you want it to work for mobile Android, also the same one. If you want to work for iOS, and you can just pick in here, switch platform, and this will make this will help make the mixed reality toolkit understand which one is the configuration that needs to understand according to the device that you are picking. So this is part of Unity. This is not the mixed reality toolkit, but you need to pick a platform. That's one of the key difference between developing in WebXR and developing for a specific platform. In this case, you need to create one platform. So let's say you create your entire applications for it launches, there are changes. That's why it's telling me, okay, let's go ahead and again and understand what is happening. I was talking about the configuration of each one of the devices. HoloLens 2 has different sensors than Oculus and has different sensors that the mobile that you want the application to run in, which is why this is running again. Okay, so if we picked Android for developing for Oculus, this would run again. Let's take a look at this. It already has this one enabled that we did it on the previous minutes, but this one were not selected. So I will say, let's apply that. Okay, next, done, I'm done. So see that the package helped me with everything. So now what? Now, other thing that we installed were the tools. And this is a tool. You can see that there is an option that is called Toolbox. If I pick that one, I have this one. As I told you guys, this is a visual way of seeing what comes with the kit. And you can see that I have buttons, I have panels, I have tooltips, I have etc., etc., etc. So let's say I want to drag and drop a button. I just could click on this, and you can see that in here, it's adding pressable HoloLens 2 buttons. So I added two, so I will delete one. If I double click on this, take a look at this. I have the button in there. So that's it. You added a button. Now what? I will go to my inspector and I will go ahead and, okay, something is going to happen when my user clicks on it. And that's pretty visual. You just can go ahead and create an event on .NET and tell what is going to happen when your user clicks on this one. And that's when the magic happens. You need to figure it out. If you want this application to run on Android, which are the things that you know that the user in Android can do? And the difference between someone that runs this on HoloLens, what is the things that the people that run HoloLens can do? And this is how you give the functionality to this. Now, if once you create an event on this, you can just add it in here and drag and drop it. You could go ahead and create a C# script that has the button behavior over here. And you can see that this is creating simply .NET. I can go ahead and open this on Visual Studio and just code whatever I want as functionality for the bottom. And that's entire magic. That's it. Once you have your project, what you need to do is to go ahead and build. This will create an application that can be installed in this example to HoloLens, whatever it is, if it is from the panel or for if you want to upload it to the store. The same happens with Android. If I picked Android over here, you can also build, once you see that you created your application, you can also build for Android. Now, as I told you guys, what's important thing, not everything that runs on HoloLens runs on Oculus, and not everything that runs on HoloLens and Oculus runs on mobile. So that's something that from my point of view, it's interesting because you have the entire power of a device like HoloLens. But if you get a customer that says, okay, I don't want to invest in HoloLens, it's too expensive. Okay, I can give you Oculus because it has kind of the same sensors, but we don't have the possibility to see the real world, and we lose a little bit of functionality. And what if happens to mobile? Then we also lose a little bit of functionality because we don't have sensors at all over there. So you need to think on, okay, what do I need to do in order to call whatever we need? So then we have, so as I told you guys, we have the Mixed Reality Toolkit that we use Unity, we use Visual Studio. We even have emulators. If you don't own a HoloLens device, you have an emulator that can run on your computer. And this is covering the entire devices that you can find on the market, okay? Now, there is this other option that is called WebXR, okay? And what do you need in order to develop for WebXR? Only Visual Studio. If you want, you can use Babylon.js. There are other frameworks available on the market that work as an engine. You know, Babylon.js is simply a real-time 3D engine that uses JavaScript library in order to display our 3D graphics or element in our browser, okay? And I will show you an example on how to implement something with Babylon, but I will also use TypeScript because it will help me create bigger projects, okay? So let me go ahead and show you guys a simple model. So what do I have in here? This is Visual Studio Code. I'm pretty sure that most of you are familiar with this. And what do I have in here? First of all, this files. Let me show you one because it's nice to see what do we have. Where is this one? This is the sample model. 1 second. Sample model. You can see, whatever it is, the model that you want to, you have different extensions or different type of model design. Let's say you have AutoCAD, you have FBX, you have, in this case, these are GLD, which is another type of files. Okay, second, guys. Right. So Windows, I have Windows 10 installed. So this is a model that I have. It's a 3D model. Okay. You can, if you want to test, you can download anything from the internet. But if you have, that's amazing, guys, because if you have a customer, or if you have designs in AutoCAD, those can be directly imported into 3D. And you can display those models. So this is something interesting because imagine you can have, I don't know, let's say you are a building company and you have all the design of your buildings as 3D models. You can create an augmented reality application that can reach anyone in the world, and they can just with their cell phone see your buildings, how they are designed, how they are displayed. This is amazing. This technology really passions me. Okay, so what do I have installed in here? In this project, I only have Babylon.js. I have in here the cognitive services, but I'm not going to use it in this example because my idea is to show you how this project needs to be configured. We will see it later on. And then I have TypeScript and I have Webpack, okay? Now, once I have everything configured, I just have my index.ts in this case. And as you can see, I'm importing the library, I'm importing Babylon.js and the loaders of Babylon.js. Now, remember that with Unity, what we needed to do was to create a scene. I told you guys, you need to imagine a theater. You have a stage, you have a camera, you have a light. The same thing happens in here. But take a look at this. We have a canvas. And where does this canvas come from? From here. So everything is going to be displayed on a browser, and it's going to be displayed on a canvas, okay? And so one of the elements we need to consider is the canvas that we're going to use. And then we're going to create a Babylon engine, okay? We are going to create a Babylon engine, and then we are going to create our scene. And what does our scene has? Our scene has a camera and has a light. It's exactly the same, except this is absolutely coding and the other one is just drag and drop. Now, what happens if I want to show you guys something and how it looks? Let's go ahead, open up my terminal. What we have in here, second, because I wanted to show you from scratch. This, what we have in here is just simply a box. So we will create a box. Let me show you. 1 second. I will show you in my browser how, oh, what happened? Content base, what happened? Oh, we are having problems with our dearest. 1 second, guys, our dearest Webpack. So I don't want to go ahead and see the different problems we may face on here. Let me go ahead and open up another example. And see that it is working, guys. My idea is not to get on top of Webpack. Great. So I will show you directly the one that has artificial intelligence. Okay. So it's exactly the same. In this case, you can see that apart from importing Babylon.js, apart from importing the loaders, what I do also import in here is part of Microsoft Cognitive Services Speech SDK, okay? Now, what's the difference between this project and the other one that was even much simpler? The difference is that you can see in here that I have the canvas, I have the engine, but I don't have the camera and the light. And here I just created an environment that has specific things for a camera, specific things for a light. It has a background, etc. Okay. Now, what do we do in here? We simply start working with our Azure speech survey. We add our subscription key. I will delete my subscription key after this session. Then we start configuring our service, okay? We are going to be talking in English, and I'm going to be talking to my browser. So in this opportunity, I'm going to tell my browser, okay, show me. And what is going to happen in this case? This is going to show me, once it detects everything, it's going to show me, take a look at this. It's going to append the GLB file that I showed you guys, which was the robot, okay? So if I grab the browser and just say to my browser, show me, it's going to display the hologram, but that's it. The only thing that you have in here different is that I'm working with augmented reality instead of virtual reality from the other example. And also we have our function is an async function, synchronous function, because we are working with Azure Cognitive Services. So luckily this won't make a problem, guys. I don't want to stress you up with Webpack. Okay, I think it's about to work. Great. So I'm going to run my localhost. This is the one. Now, there is an extension that you can see that I have installed in here, the Web XR device emulator browser extension that comes, you can install it on Edge and you can install it on Chrome, and it will let you simulate augmented reality. And remember that in my project, I have the phrase show me that is going to be detected by Azure Cognitive Services. So right now I will move to augmented reality by pressing these little glasses over here, and I will just simply say, show me. Show me. Okay, so it loaded the same model that we had in our look at this, is working with my microphone. So this is loading the same file that we had as GLB file. And that's how simple it is to load something and to use Azure Cognitive Services in an application. And this is a website. I just could build this website and upload it to Azure and send it to whatever person I have, whatever customer I have, and they can just simply grab that website and they will see that the hologram that we have, the model that we have in augmented reality or virtual reality, if we have something that has Oculus, for example. So that's, for my point of view, is much easier than actually working with Unity, but of course it's absolutely different. I'm not saying that one is easier than the other. But this one has the key of this is that it's 100% code, and I think that's something that has a lot of power. Now, jumping into one of the services that I wanted to explain to you guys, which is Azure Remote Rendering. The service is not yet available for WebXR, so this kind of complicates a little bit of things when it comes to offering this to customers that may have models that are pretty high and pretty high quality and pretty heavy, but they are available for the packages available to be worked with Unity. So as you can see, which one is different? I wanted to show you the difference between a model that doesn't have that much quality, that you can see the one on the right, between a model that has a lot of quality. And you can see that in this case, you can see even the tiny bit, I don't know, part of the model that the customer needs to see. So can you build this with HoloLens? Yes, you can, and it's pretty simple. How would you build it? It's simply just uploading the model to Azure. It has a conversion function, and you can render that model on the cloud, and it's being displayed on HoloLens. The only thing that you need to take care in here is the connection. You need to have I think it's more than 50 megabytes of internet connection in order for the model to be displayed perfectly. I had the opportunity to use it. I think it was 30 megabytes, and it worked fine, even though it was a heavy model. But you need to work a lot with the designer in order to not to lose the quality if you are reducing, for example, the weight of the model or whatever, okay? And then finally, of course, you can implement. I have a couple of examples you can create. In this case, I'm talking to the logo, and it's answering to me. This is a bot. I'm connecting a bot with with my hologram and speech. So I'm talking to that. I'm not typing. I'm talking to the bot, and I could make the bot also reply to me. As I told you guys, that's a cool example. And there is something that I like to show, which is finally why I jumped into extended reality, why I love this technology, and it's this one. I live in Argentina and I have family all over the world, and the idea of having the possibility, I don't know, my mom to see my brother that is far away from home and see a hologram of my body of the size of actually how my brother looks like. There's a lot of research going on. You know that metaverse is everywhere, and there, trust me, if you jump on this technology right now, you would be amazed with the kind of things that you can do. And I don't want to take more time. Finally, keys to success. Define your goals and scope. Identify key use cases if you're working with customers. Identify your primary influencers and stakeholder. That's the key, because you will know how that person will interact. So I have customers at the company that have, they cannot use their hand, for example, and it's perfect to have them create a Hololens application because they are working with the engine, for example, and Hololens is helping them all the time. And from then evaluate content and device requirements if you're working with Oculus, if you're working with mobile, if you're working with Hololens, and finally just get started. And that's it for me. You have my contact information over there, and let me put the last piece of information that the team needs me to put.